My name is Megan Baker and I'm a student in the Communication Management program. I found out about Emerson because one of my mentors is actually an alum, and I was just finishing up a term of service in AmeriCorps, and I knew that I wanted to go pursue my master's degree. I knew that he was really effective because he was someone who managed me and someone who I learned a lot about social media from, so I knew that if Emerson had that kind of impact on him, then it would definitely do great things for me too. You know, when I was trying to figure out what major I wanted to study, communication management really popped out to me because it gave me a lot of different options in terms of what I could do with the degree. I had an undergraduate degree in print journalism, and I wanted something that was more organizational focused and something that really took into account all of the different stakeholders that you really have to be able to communicate to when you're a communication professional. And the Emerson Communication Management program really felt like it fit that whole breadth of communication skills that I knew that I would need as a communication professional. I mean, originally I wanted to go into journalism, and then as I took some time to explore in my career, I realized that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but I felt like the communication management program almost allowed me to be a journalist for an organization. So in my current role, I manage the social media and web content of City Year, which is a major nonprofit organization. This program has really helped me figure out how to communicate to different key stakeholders, because as a social media manager, I'm communicating with them every single day. And I really like that the program, you know, first of all, it has a digital focus, which is something that was really important to me, and you also get the theoretical frameworks on the things that you need to know and understand to communicate effectively. This semester, for example, I'm taking Emerging Communication Technology and Public Affairs, and it's really fascinating to see how the classes really interact with one another. I'm seeing so many converging themes and so many different skill sets that have really been applicable in both of those classes and in my everyday work. President Pelton recently announced that civic engagement is going to become a big priority at Emerson, and our professor has asked us to come up with a plan. What does civic engagement mean at Emerson, and what can we do to promote that idea of civic engagement? Civic engagement is something that really matters to me as someone who has served in AmeriCorps and someone who currently works at a nonprofit organization. So I'm really excited to be able to take my outside interests and skills to bring it to something that could become real for the college and for the students. I really think that this gives you the fundamental skills that you need to be able to communicate on any level, whether it's writing a press release, whether it's, you know, preparing a social media campaign. It really just makes you think strategically about what's going to work and how can you actually measure its success. I think in the past a lot of people felt that public relations was really based on gut instincts, but our professors have really taught us that no, this isn't true. You can measure success, you can demonstrate the return on investment, and you can really get what you want out of the communication, but you have to be focused and strategic. I've spent most of my career in the nonprofit industry. I've only been, you know, out of undergrad for a few years now, and I really do want to pursue a career in communications within the nonprofit sector. Eventually, my dream job would be to start my own nonprofit organization where I hire college and high school students to do social media marketing campaigns for other nonprofit organizations that might not have the capacity to do it. I think it's really important to empower young people to take action and help out where they can, and that skill level is something that is really high among that age group. And I really feel like Emerson does a good job of believing in the young people in the program. They give us real projects that impact the real world. We're not just talking about theoretical things all the time. We're doing things that are really practical and things that already exist. Emerson, just even being in Boston, is a huge advantage. There's so many communications firms, nonprofit organizations, there's so much. Boston has a lot to offer. The Emerson name goes a long way in Boston and other places as well. But I definitely think, you know, the placement of the college is definitely something huge to consider. I think people shouldn't be afraid to work full-time while they're studying in the program. I knew I was going to be doing that, and people always ask me all the time, how do you do it? How does it work? But I think the professors are really flexible, and they definitely have an understanding that the majority of the folks in the program do work full-time. And I highly recommend it because, like I mentioned earlier, I'm able to effectively process the information in class and then integrate it into the work that I'm doing now. I don't have to wait to implement it into a future career. I can do it as I'm going.